Most student organizations require money to maintain a functioning group. Your organization's finances are the responsibility of your organization. We're here to help you figure out what's best for your particular group. As an organization, you have choices as to how you store those funds. These choices include student faculty accounts, bank accounts, and SUFAC accounts. Let's take a look at each of these options. Student faculty accounts are similar to savings accounts at any banking institution with a couple of key exceptions. First, they're located on campus and run through the cashier's office. Second, your account will be under the employee identification number of the university. Third, to access your money, an authorized member must request a check to be cut for the purchase to be made. Checks may take up to 24 hours to be processed and printed. While this may seem a hassle, there are some benefits to this choice. You have an easily accessible location for you and future officers to get your funds. Also, the cashier's office helps groups when taxes must be taken out of your group's fundraising dollars. You can check out details about applying for a student faculty account on the Student Activities and Involvement website under Organization Resources. Or you can go to the Student Org Leader Guide or use the UW Cashier's Office website. Student organization checking and savings accounts are very similar to personal accounts at any banking institution. Groups that choose this option may work with any bank or credit union, as long as the bank or credit union decides those who need access to the money have good enough credit. If you are considering this option, be aware that the initial applicant's Social Security number will forever be tied to that account, even after they've graduated and moved on. Some groups take this option one step further by using a third-party method, where they hire a company to help manage their funds. If interested in this option, please see a staff member in Student Activities and Involvement for more information. For both student faculty accounts as well as savings and checking accounts, please note the following. 1. Please have more than one name on the account. And 2. Store the basic information like the name of the bank, the account number, and any related passwords in a secure but accessible location. One example of this would be in the Group Admin section of Connect under the Notes tab. SUF, segregated university fees, are a portion of the fees you pay to the university each semester. A small number of groups are eligible to apply for this money. To find out if your group is eligible, please see the information available on SUFAC's webpage in Connect. If you already have SUF funding, your organization has been assigned a 10-digit account number, often called an org code. Each year, student orgs must go through training with Student Activities and Involvement prior to your organization having access to these funds. This annual training takes place in early September. A benefit for groups that maintain cashier's accounts or SUF accounts is that they often have access to the university's tax-exempt number. This code will allow for purchases to be made without tax. It also allows groups that fundraise to work in and with larger venues that require the groups they work with to have tax exemption. For other groups, you may have exemption through a national affiliation, or your alumni may have worked to gain exemption. Check your organization's records for this information. Eligible groups may also apply for exemption through the state of Wisconsin. Find more info about this at the Wisconsin website listed here. Lastly, remember that paying your organization's debts is an important part of remaining in good standing as an organization. By not paying your bills, your members not only risk liability issues, legal issues, but you also risk the recognized status of your organization. When discussing finances and financial responsibility, we also want to mention a few details about contracts, third-party vendors, and licensing. A contract is an agreement between two or more parties and can be verbal or in writing. We encourage student organizations, whenever possible, to have something in writing that relates to how and when a service is going to be provided. This service could be a speaker coming to campus, a coach working with your team for the season, or a service being provided such as renting a bus or a dunk tank for your fundraiser. A contract should be signed and only signed by someone who is eligible to on behalf of the university. We encourage you to bring contracts in for us to review. We will review the contract to confirm that it is a fair contract for you and them, and then help you get it signed on behalf of the university. Student organization officers and members are not eligible to sign contracts on behalf of their organization because it is also seen as contracting on behalf of the university. A third-party vendor is someone you would contract to bring to campus or to work with in order to reduce your liability. Most typically on campus, we see third-party vendors in relation to events where alcohol is served or transportation is involved. So a third-party vendor, for example, would be a bus company that provides transportation for your group. People could provide their own transportation, but by using a third-party vendor and paying that bus company, you are reducing the liability for the parties attending. The same would go for an event where alcohol is served. Rather than having your members purchase and check IDs and serve alcohol, it would reduce your liability significantly to have the event at a location where there's a licensed bartender and liability insurance, as well as a staff that knows how to check IDs and make sure overconsumption does not happen. Third-party vendors are not the cheapest way to go, but they significantly reduce the risk of things like foodborne illness and legal issues if something bad were to happen. The UW Licensing and Trademark Agreement is a statement that says student organizations can use the university's name and logo, likenesses, and images. To use them, however, you must do two things. You have to use them appropriately. The Trademark and Licensing Agreement goes over what the appropriate steps are and how it can be used, and you will have to work with a company that has the right to print things on behalf of the university. They are going to help make sure that anything you produce is something that you will actually be able to sell or give away once it's created. Please note that this agreement has to be completed, whether you are selling an item or not. It must be completed. If you are giving an item with the university's name, logo, or other images away, it still has to be approved before having it created. Movie licensing is something that student organizations struggle with because we are always seeking ways to be social with our members. It's important to know that most movie makers have sold the movie rights to companies like Swank Motion Pictures. Their business is to make money off of the use of the movies they own. So, some are independent, and you'll find them directly by searching online, but many go through a few companies here in the United States and abroad. If you are interested in showing a movie, you'll need to either confirm that there are no rights to purchase, which is the case for some small films and educational documentaries, or you'll need to purchase the rights to show the film. Whether you're charging admission fees or not, whether the showing is for a meeting, a social gathering, a fundraiser, or something larger, if you are showing the film in any public space, you're going to have those rights, and you'll want to talk to someone who can help you through the process. The best resource that you can have on campus is the UC Live team. They are part of the University Center, and a part of their job is to help students select and bring movies to campus. They may even be able to find you a discount as part of an overall contract that they have. At the very least, they'll be able to help you process how to go about purchasing the rights to showing a movie and bringing it to campus.